Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. I don't know about you, but it has been raining the past couple of days here. The sun is finally out, but I am definitely still feeling the vibes of wanting to just like enjoy some coziness. And so that is how I'm gonna do it today. I have been doing some chores, like folding laundry, but I want to hopefully finish this book today. I actually fell asleep reading it last night. But I think the rain's just been really wearing me down. And so I'm so close to finishing it. I'm on chapter 19. I'm so, like, I love these books. I can't wait for the author to come out with another one. At least I hope she does. Or they do, like, because they're like a team. And then I made myself some cardamom tea or cardamom cinnamon. I could not decide, but I felt like it made sense to do. I don't have any like fall mugs, but I felt like it made sense to at least do a Christmas mug in the theme of cozy. But of course, mine says serial. It's either serial killers, documentaries, or Christmas movies. We either slaying or we slaying. And then I have my salt lamp on and a candle going. I want to work on editing this poem that I started the other day. And so that is what we are going to do now. What I like to do is write like I like to write on paper first, but then what I'll do is type it up. I like to go and like kind of read it, but also just like I feel like when I type it up and I'm reading it while I type it, it kind of gives me new ideas of how I might want to edit it and change it. So I actually entered a poem that I wrote a while back into a competition that an art studio here does, and I'm very excited for that. I saw the art person, like the owner of the art studio, the other day at the festival, and she was already telling me like, I don't know who is doing like the painting or like the type of artwork poem, but she did say that someone's already working on it, and then like there's an open house and we get to find out like who, you know, did like the artwork for our poem. And so I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping they'll do a spring one too, because I would really love to do that again. And I feel like I always wanted to be a writer, but I just never ended up doing that. And I like that, you know, these competitions and the different art places around here give me opportunities to like kind of still use my creativity to like really put my art out there. I, of course, would love to still be a writer, but we would just have to see what that happened. I also know that querying is very hard, and it's a little bit like more complicated, I think, if it's poetry versus like if you're writing a novel. And I have never really done the like writing a novel. I think I would want to take like some classes if I did that. The tea like just already gives me like the fall vibes of uh I love it. It's not as hot as I thought it was gonna be, but I also tried to let it sit for a little bit. I also find that sometimes, like, when I type it up, that I end up having so many new ideas. Like, when I go back and look at it, I feel like writers that I watch on YouTube, like, that do the querying process, they end up writing again and again and again, and like doing multiple different, like, they do novels, but they do it, before they like actually get the book published, they do like 4 or 5 times or more. And I'm just like, I get that though, in the sense that like it takes me at least, 2 or 3 times sometimes before I'm like, this is it. I mean, sometimes I like it the first time, but then like I still like kind of, I like to have other people, like, close friends read it who like, just because I like to see what they think of what I came up with. Um, Sometimes, but it really just depends. I'm gonna like get back to doing this. I think I'm finally at a stopping point, and then I actually was kind of leaning towards after like I was leaning towards, so Netflix had taken The Good Witch off. Why? I don't know, because I am sad because The Good Witch is like one of my favorite shows to watch in October, and I was thinking that I was gonna binge watch that. I'm in the mood to bake, so I have some bananas, and I was gonna make this banana ice cream next week, but I do not have enough for that, so I'm gonna make some banana bread. We worked on my poem for a little bit, but then I kind of got in a rut and I felt like I should take a break. I just can't decide whether I want to like get rid of part of the poem, or whether I want to like leave it. And a lot of times when that happens, I like to have someone else read it. There's one part that I'm just so like proud of myself for. Like, I love how I came up with it. And but then like there's this other part that I either want to just like change the wording, or either I just want to like get rid of it. And so I just am like kind of in that weird, like, I just need to take a break. I want to like just chill for a little bit. And I checked on the bananas. They're still pretty frozen, so I don't think we'll be cooking anytime soon. But I am so close to finishing my book. I think we're gonna read. I will probably have lunch in a little bit, so I am thinking we're gonna read until lunchtime, or almost lunchtime, and then I am just kind of rolling with it. I am going out tonight, but I am not gonna be out for like super long, but I feel like I'll be out long enough that I'm not gonna want to read when I get back. The books that I currently have are not like, cozy fall themed. They're all like murder mysteries, or either they're romancy themed, and I'm just definitely feeling the need for like, I'm just hitting that time of the year where I just want my, cozy fall witch, all those things. And so I am thinking that I will either take a trip to the bookstore, or either I will just look on my Goodreads, see what books I'm interested in reading, and just order one off of Amazon. I also have started kind of ordering some of them on my Kindle, because if I don't like them enough to like keep them, then I will just like get them for my Kindle, because it's easier. I've been trying to figure out another audiobook to read as well, but I have not been able to figure out like a good audiobook, because I'm a person who I need like an audiobook that I would be able to like not feel like I have to like pay attention to and everything. These are like those books where like I want to keep them. I have the entire series The only ones that you can't keep are like the short stories. I was actually thinking I might order one of those next, but they come to your Kindle, so that's like the only downside. Is like I really would love the actual like paperback. So I'm gonna get to reading. We are gonna go ahead and make the bananas. I think they're like defrosted enough that we can go ahead and do it. And I just was feeling the vibe of bananas or just bacon in general. But I did end up having to do, I forgot that I left my banana bread pan at my work. So we are going to do muffins instead. I found a recipe that I should be able to use my muffin pan for. So, and if I have to do like, the muffin twice, I'm okay with that. So, I'm gonna try to do it, but we're gonna see. I just figure I did like this particular recipe because you add in cinnamon, fresh ginger, and now I do not have coconut sugar, so we're gonna have to do brown sugar, which is totally fine. But I also have some lavender syrup, so I am kind of thinking that instead of like that'll be something we can like put on top, like when we eat it. I've been doing that with my oatmeal, like when I have to reheat it, because I tried this recipe by from my bowl, and the recipe like makes so much oatmeal that it lasted me like 3 or 4 days. I just finished the rest of it this morning. I honestly though might make it again because unless I just eat these muffins for breakfast. So all right, let's get to cooking. And I also have some tofu, using my tofu presser that I got, because we're gonna also make some tofu before it goes bad. So let's get rolling. I do not know why, but I have just been really having the bacon bug. I made pumpkin bread, and it was definitely very much loved by the students. I wanted to test it out on the students first. I really want to try this chocolate. It's like this. So you do 3 different chocolate cakes, and then you do a cream in the middle. So I want to do that, and so I'm going to probably, maybe not this coming Tuesday because it's supposed to be Taco Tuesday, and I just feel like that doesn't really sound very good, at least not to me. But I just really I've been having the bacon bug. I don't know if it's because of the cozy vibes or what. I know that they always say to just do it all separate, do the wet ingredients and then I'm just gonna mix it all together. So need 1/3 cup of the brown sugar. I'm really excited because my boyfriend and I might get to go to, we are either going to go see a movie this weekend. I'm not really sure yet. We really haven't made a final decision on that, but then we also are going to go and do to the local Amish store, which we don't go very often because they are kind of on the more expensive side, so they're more of a treat. But I know there are certain things there that I know I can get that are harder to get at the stores. So I am excited for that. I do not have baking soda, which that's going to be interesting to do baking soda with no baking soda in it. I am just going to roll with it though. You only needed like, a half teaspoon anyway, so I think it'll be fine. But I am gonna put it on my like grocery list because I just seem to keep needing things. Like, I've been using a lot of cinnamon, so I had to get more cinnamon at the grocery store the other day. And then we want to do, I'll do the salt last. All right, half a teaspoon of cinnamon. There's not much in there, so I'm kind of thinking we just throw it all in. What do you think? Like extra cinnamony banana bread? There's still some left. I guess I can always like add more if I want to. Then for the ginger, you only do 1/8. Then we gotta get the vanilla extract. I did not grab that. And 1/3 cup. So tell me in the comments if you guys are like banana people, because I feel like you have like the banana people who like love bananas, and then you have the people who just for some reason hate bananas. And then like if you do love bananas, are you like green bananas, or are you more of like you want the, just the yellow, or do you want like brown spot? I'm a person who like I will eat a banana if it's a little green, but I don't really like it. But I love when it's like yellow or brown spot because I love that sweetness that it has. But that is just me. I don't know. I am all of. When I was a kid, my sister used to love bananas. I don't think she really cares about them anymore the way like she used to, but I love fruit. There are very few fruits I don't like. I mostly just don't. I feel like the vegetables have been like the harder thing in life for me to like learn to love, but I eat a lot more than I did when I was a child, so that is saying something, right? Alright, now we just need the salt, and then we just add the milk, and then we can preheat the oven. Let's see. Wow, you only need a tablespoon of the milk. Like, that's crazy. Alright, now to add the milk, and then we're gonna just mix this all together, and I'm also gonna preheat the oven 425. I want to cook the tofu because not only do I not want it to go bad, but also I have some kale that I brought and I don't want it to go bad, and I'm thinking that since I'm going out for tonight, I want to make sure to use the kale for lunch and have like, like the salad and I'll do like the tofu on it, and then I need to like play around with this sauce that I tried to make. Part of me like wants to just throw it away, and I hate when I do get like that, but we need to do like, we're gonna be good, and we're gonna just kind of play around with it and like maybe add some more like seasoning, maybe some more like lemon juice, and just see what happens. So I did almond milk. I also have some oat milk, but this one was already open, so wanted to go ahead and use that one. Yeah, we might have to add more liquid in here, because this is a little, I mean, the bananas were not as defrosted as they should have been, but like, I don't know what she's thinking. We need a little bit, like, maybe it's because I used more bananas, but we're gonna need to like add a little bit more milk. I mean, she did also say to add like the vegetable oil, but so maybe that's where her like mixture is. I added a little bit of milk, but then I am gonna, so all I have is olive oil, because I'm not big on buying a lot of like the sprays and stuff, so that is what we're using. Gonna have to put olive oil on the list. My boyfriend picked out like a little small one, and I know he watches these sometimes, so he's probably gonna be like, why are you calling me out? But that's okay. Yeah, like, man, that's a lot of olive oil, 1/4 cup. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, that's definitely better. I think adding more milk and then adding the olive oil helped. Now you can see it's really mixed in better. Bananas could still like defrost a little bit, but I think they'll be fine. I found it interesting that she didn't do like a chia seed egg, or like, for those of you who aren't vegan, like you take a chia seed and like mix it with some water and let it sit for like 10 minutes, and it like, basically it's supposed to be like your egg instead of, you know, a regular, you know, chicken egg. And I just found that interesting. Like, I mean, or even doing a flaxseed egg, which you do the same thing. Bananas though do have like that like consistency to make like an egg, so that's probably part of it. Like, I know I don't tend to use them very often when I do banana bread, so I will be interested to see how this tastes. It does smell good. I still want to. I still want to add all the cinnamon. Oh my gosh. It's only because there's like so little left. I don't know. I also want to put the lavender syrup on top when I try it. I also love doing like peanut butter. So, can you tell I'm in the baking mood? Boom. Alright, I think we're gonna try to go ahead and put this in. Come on. Really want one of those, like, for this time of year and just for when I love bacon in general. Plus, I feel like I make banana bread pretty often. I would love one of those, like, little, like, mixtures where you can, like, it does, like, a lot of that, like, mixing work for you. Some of those, like, high-tech things, they're just great. I would love one of those. Now, I need to know, guys, like, are you guys all about, like, the Drew Barrymore, like, appliances that are coming out? Because I've been seeing that everywhere, and it seems like people are super, like, either they're all about it and they want it for Christmas now, and I'm just like, what? I mean, it is pretty, but doesn't make it so I want it. Like, my boyfriend's mom, like, she actually loved Pioneer Woman and, like, has been, like, oh my gosh, she has so much Pioneer Woman stuff, and now she wants this, and I'm just like, don't get me wrong, I love her, but it's just, oh. But she's not the only one who I've seen post about it, so I'm just like, okay, like, are we, like, for the Pioneer Woman and, like, Drew Barrymore and, you know, all the other, like, Rachel Ray, like, all those other people who have, like, those appliances? Are we, like, for those people? Like, do we like buying those, like, super expensive appliances that, like, you know, and, like, you know, collecting it? Or is that, like, not your thing? Like, I just don't understand. We're gonna put this in the cupcake. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have leftovers to make more muffins or not. I think I'm gonna use this scooper. Yeah, here's my little muffin pan. I need, like, one that is, like, has more muffin tins. It gave you as a suggestion that you could do pecans, but I actually do not have pecans right now, but I have, like, every other nut. I'm gonna get my little fancy thing and try to spatula. Why am I saying fancy thing? As you can tell, I am not exactly, like, the cleanest cook around. No, but that's okay, because if you like to cook for fun, that's what matters. Like, you know, cooking shouldn't always be about, like, stress. It should make you want to smile, and you should enjoy your food. Okay. Alright, so now we're just gonna wait for the oven to be ready. And I'm gonna get started on the tofu because it is 12:08 and I am ready to start thinking about dinner. I mean, not dinner, lunch. My brain needs to, like, get it together. Banana bread is still having to bake, or the banana muffins are still having to bake for a little bit. I have some kale here and we're gonna try to chop some of that up. I do not have a bowl except for, like, I have one bowl that I like to use for salad, and then I just have these bowls. So I'm thinking we're just gonna have to use these bowls. I would do the salad, but then I feel like I'm gonna put more on it than I want. I'm very weird and I like a small lunch, and then I prefer, like, a bigger, like, dinner. So that's kind of how I am. I don't know if we're gonna end up, we probably won't end up cutting all this up. I feel like it's suggested to go ahead and cut it up. But I feel like when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this isn't a lot of kale. Looks like a lot of kale. I just kind of forgot about it. I don't know why. I just forgot about it, but I also, it just feels like, especially with the rain, and then just kind of like that whole, like, you know, getting busy with, like, you know, doing this or that, and then, let's see, like, I go out Tuesday night for work, and then I have a date night Wednesday, so it's like, I feel like that's like another thing too, is like, you're kind of like, well, I spend so much time not even thinking about food. I actually cut down to only making one meal a week, and you know, just making like a lunch and a dinner, but only making one dinner a week, because of the fact that I now for work go have dinner every Tuesday night with like my work. And so I also get a lot of leftovers often from them. So it's like when I do that, it's like I try to keep that in mind so that then I do not always having like loads of leftovers. So what I've liked about this meal is that it's been very budget friendly. I think I only like including whatever extras I needed, like, you know, spices or something. This ended up being a very budget friendly meal. I only ended up needing, it only cost me like $50, which that might seem expensive, but I mean, considering that, you know, everything was mostly vegetables and fruit, it's like, I also try to go to the farmer's market for most of my things. I've gotten really bad at planning my meals for some reason, so I think that's been a huge part of it as well. This actually might work. The bowl might work. This is how much it looks like right now. And then, you know, of course, like I'll add some tofu on it. And I still need to play around with that dressing. I have not done that yet. So I think the rest of the kale will just save for the rest of the week. I mean, I know it's Thursday, so we have like tomorrow, and then I can just take the kale with me this weekend. But also, hopefully it'll last till next week. If it doesn't, I have a compost, so love my compost for that, because it really helps me in that department if for some reason I do not end up using everything. Plus, kale is like one thing about greens is they do not last forever. I just don't know how I forgot about it. But I also do not want a lot of it. I might add some of it for dinner tonight, but I also like made cabbage steaks. Like, have y'all heard of cabbage steaks? I'm gonna put the tofu on it, and then what I'm gonna do, I think, is add some pickled onions, but I also think I want to add more of that dressing I made, because it like smelled so good, and I think I'm just gonna kind of like make some more just to have for like the on top of the salad. I'm not really sure how I feel about this dressing. It just did not really have like no flavor. And that's the only thing. It's like when a dressing has no flavor, it's so disappointing. So I think we're gonna make a little bit more of this dressing for today to like add on top. It's maple syrup, Dijon, and apple cider vinegar, which like that like just part of why I even wanted to make this was because I was like, dude, that sounds so good. So I'm actually pretty sure I have like the thing down now, but I'm not too worried about it. So I did not use maple syrup. I only have Ake right now, and I wasn't able to use could not even find maple syrup at the store. Part of why I really want to go to the Amish store is because I would love to see if they have maple syrup, as well as the rolled oats that I've been using for my oatmeal in the morning. My brain just like needs some food, I guess. I do need to check on those bananas. I just am trying to. So this also has cayenne pepper in it. I like totally like forgot about that. So I am just doing the half tablespoon, but that's just because I still need to wash my other tablespoon. But everything was pretty much like either like 2 tablespoons or a half tablespoon. Like, so I'm just kind of like going by what it called for. And if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. I just think it smelled like so amazing that I was like, we are doing this again. This time, okay, I think we're gonna add like a little bit more maple syrup. I don't know if it's just because I didn't use a. Wonder if I used a fork, it would like. I think the cayenne pepper would definitely help too. But I think we should add like just a tiny bit of extra of the maple syrup and because you can like clearly smell the apple cider vinegar, and I'm like, yeah, we need to like just add a little bit of the other sauces. I thought about going for a walk, but it's like a very weird day where it's like kind of cloudy, but kind of not. It's not raining, so that's a plus. Oh yeah, this is definitely looking more like it. I think that'll be good. I don't even know that I'll use all the dressing. I just feel like this sounds so good. Also need to check on the muffins. Here is my salad. I added pickled onions as well as these chickpeas that I made. I will make sure to add the like recipe for all these dishes in the description. The pickled onions are just from the grocery store, but I've been wanting to use them up so I can start buying pickled onions from. Sorry that my hand's like moving a little bit. I basically wanted to, like, the farmer's market has been selling pickled onions in a jar, and I really want to get some of theirs, but I like am trying to encourage myself to use up the pickled onions I have first. All I can say is this is so good. I don't normally love tofu really soft, and I probably could have cooked it like longer. I just was trying to do like cleaning, wash the banana muffins and also, wash the tofu. I also don't cook tofu in the skillet very often. So good. So good. And of course I have some water as well. But I highly recommend trying this recipe. I am not like super big on keto, but I do like if it's the right salad, it's very good. I'm gonna go eat this. They got a little burned on the sides, but they still look so good to me. I just absolutely love a good banana muffin or banana bread. I don't think I could ever get tired of banana bread.